Hockey's back, baby. Let's go.
I think that's the goal there, to be honest. That hockey was phenomenal. All right, Phil Kessel is a Stanley Cup champion once again. Woo! Hey, Bruce, there it is. Bruce, there it was. At least it wasn't Adam Fox.
It's two juggernauts just colliding with each other. What? Weird. Now we have to deal with another generational talent in Chicago. Root. Boom! Welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast. I am your host, B-Dawg. Beside me, as always, T-Dawg.
My alter ego. I need a max win.
Hell yeah. And welcome back to CHEL Talk. We haven't done CHEL Talk in a hot minute. We've been doing a lot of Flames talks because obviously it's our favorite team. But since it's the new year, new season, well, new part of the season, we thought we would do a CHEL Talk. We haven't done it in a while. World Juniors just ended and we're on the other half of hockey. Let's get into it. T-Dawg, how we doing today?
Pretty good, man. First time that I've used the Christmas present here. The Kraken jersey, which I gotta say, man, it's an outstanding jersey. I really do. I love this jersey. So one to add to the collection. We're getting close to getting all 32 teams, but yeah, we'll keep going, spending our money and all that. So it's been great. Other than that, watching some hockey, it's been pretty good. I'm telling you, man, watching other teams that aren't your team makes watching hockey just 10 times better because you appreciate the game for what it is. When I watch a team like the Avalanche, who actually has skill and speed, I enjoy it, and I kind of miss it.
I've been posting a lot of Colorado highlights lately because Nathan is on a tear.
He's a stud, eh? Just an absolute stud. Where do we start? Goodness gracious. East? Okay.
Yeah, I'd start the East.
Toronto's got goalie problems.
They got goalie problems.
You can tell. The last time they're 4-4-2. Yeah, they're still in a position. It's just, as you look at that wild card, they're kind of creeping up. New Jersey's starting to get on a winning streak here, 6-3-1 in their last 10. Now the Flyers, who were a wagon for a minute, 4-3-3 right now, maybe kind of going back to the normality of where they should be, but they're still in that fight, man. They've been looking good. Tampa Bay, if they get on a win streak, they can make it. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, Washington, Detroit, I don't see it much right now anymore. It's just that Washington lacks in what goal scoring they have besides Dylan Strome. He hasn't been doing what he needs to. At least they have goaltending. We were just talking about Pittsburgh, how they're lacking on offense. Our defense, sorry. Detroit, even with the addition of Kane, who has been playing pretty fantastic, just isn't doing it for them. Lack of depth. I don't know what it really is with Detroit, to be honest. That might be something to look kind of more into as we kind of go. I expect Boston to be there. And there's no fall from grace. For a minute, people were kind of hoping for that. It hasn't really happened. Florida, Sam Reinhart's going to get a deal.
Yeah.
He's going to get an absolute deal, and it better not be the Flames because we need that money to not sign players who have productive seasons and then go downhill from there. So let's not do that, guys. Then you look at New York. Boys are studs.
Which one?
Chesty, Panarin. Oh, Rangers.
I was going to say both are performing pretty well.
Islanders, it's amazing how much crap I talk about the Islanders, and they always just...
You're not as bad as Biz. Biz is pretty bad right now with talking.
Buddy, they're just... they're the same Lou Lamoriello team for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
And they somehow always have a solid or decent regular season and look right in the playoffs and then get bounced first round. Carolina, they've been terrible on the road and on the West Coast on the road. But look at them now; they're back on the wagon grind, 6-1-3. So
5-game win streak.
Hurricanes, man, are looking solid.
Yeah.
They really are. So I think you could kind of have them as an eye on the cup per se.
With Carolina in that sense, we've been kind of having that discussion for at least, I would say, 3 seasons, comfortably.
But I think it's or not guaranteed. I think it's justified,
Yeah.
The way the team is built, the way they play, the way that Brindamore, Rod the Bod has them playing, they play in a system like they're dialed in, right? So I think that's why have that success and they can overcome those adversity or
They
steps
just
of
need to make it.
adversity.
They need to make it past the conference finals. I think once they get over the hump of a conference finals, I think that is your chance to win a cup. Like literally, it's right there. What
Yeah, so
four more games and then you win it. So I'm hoping Carolina does it. Out of everyone in the East, they would be my favorite team for say right now to win it out of the East. But yeah,
okay, Flyers winning a cup would be fantastic. It would be pretty
no,
funny.
I don't want to give
Flyers
I don't want
fans,
to give
bro.
John Tortorella that, man.
Tortorella's a great coach, buddy.
I mean,
He's
yes, but he's such a
stud.
hard ass, dude.
I mean, I guess he did beat the Flames in '04, but
Yeah, he
it
doesn't.
wasn't in anyway. So
Nuh-uh. No.
the West Coast, Colorado, back to where they were at the start. You could tell they were missing Landeskog, and they still are, but not as much when you're 7-2-1 in your last 10. So
I mean,
Colorado's back up
looking
there.
okay. They're looking pretty good.
I mean, there's been points to where I've been like, do they miss Kemper? And I think they do, you know?
Yeah.
So that could be something as well to see come playoff time. But I mean, they're right
Gorgiev's
where we
been
expect them to
filling the
be.
shoes pretty well, though.
Georgiev, yeah, respect to him.
Gorgiev has
He
been.
deserves it, you know, because I had hope. I felt like I kind of lost a little bit of uh hype for him, but it seems like he's kind of proven the haters wrong. So that's been pretty good. To Winnipeg, the wagon.
Wagon.
Let me say that a little louder. Wagon.
Wagon.
Absolute studs.
Oh my God.
Absolute studs, buddy. They don't have Kyle Connor. They haven't had Kyle Connor for weeks, and they're still scoring goals like it's no tomorrow.
They're 8-0-2 in their last 10.
Dubois trade was fantastic.
My goodness.
Fantastic. Like, Velarde is a stud, buddy. Absolute stud. They're getting the game that they need from Scheifele.
Yep. He leads the team.
The defense looks great. Dude, buddy, Pionk. Neil Pionk. Oh my goodness, man. I'd love to get him in a trade. You know, won't ever happen, but stud. Morrissey, absolute stud. Hellebuck, stud.
He might win the Vezina this year, man.
He's so freaking good. He can, if Winnipeg decides to not like lose their minds and like the second or third round, when they're up a series or up in the series, Buddy could carry them to a cup final. It's very well possible. Now, I probably just jinxed them. Oops. But it could happen.
Could you imagine that somehow this year in playoffs, we get a rematch of 2018's Western Conference Final of Vegas versus Winnipeg?
Oh, you're right. That's very true.
Dude, that could happen.
That's very true. Wow, it'd be a good series too. You know, as much as like we'll clown on Vegas because you know we're all like, oh, the game's rigged. Fantastic teams, man, versing each other. It's good for the sport. Straight up.
So good.
I think Dallas too, though. Ottinger's been injured.
Tough.
And they're 6-2-2.
That's good.
That's been good, man. I mean, the Stars are a great team. They looked rough earlier in December, but they picked it up. They picked it up. And you know, they're getting the scoring where it needs to be. And I mean, it's a DeBoer team, man. A Pete DeBoer team finds ways to win. Do they win in the playoffs? We'll figure that out soon. But I mean, the Stars, man, they're where I expected them to be. So
yeah,
really nothing else much to say about them. Vancouver, they just keep rolling. They just keep rolling. They're a fantastic team. Hughes is an absolute beast, man.
Yeah.
Right now, Quinn Hughes is the best brother. I don't.
You can make a case with Jack in a few seasons, but
you know,
right now it's fine.
You know what the brothers say? They say that Luke will be the best at the end of it. It could be. And here's the thing: Quinn's. It's just look at his skating. Look at the way he plays. When he has that puck, he's like Makar. He's generating open ice for players to pass to, and he's generating offense where I would not expect that from a defenseman. I keep saying it, but he's a stud, man. Just an absolute stud. They're getting goals. You know, Besser's kind of gone down in the goal scoring right now, but I think he's still on pace for 35 plus or something like that. And that's what you need.
Pretty good.
Pedersen, he's gonna get that contract, and it's well deserved. Buddy's proven that he is a Swedish stud, man. Best Swede on that team since the Sedins, baby. And then Thatcher Demko. I mean, talk about goalies like Winnipeg. Demko could be in the Vezina talks. He's an absolute G. He really is that guy, you know. And think about this right now, buddy. We talk about goaltenders. Hellebuck and Thatcher Demko. Where are they from?
Oh my God, where are they from? America?
Like, what? They're from the States.
Yeah, they're from the States.
And you know why that scares me, buddy? I've been thinking about this when it comes to international play. We have the best first line for sure. Your first line's what? McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid.
Yep.
Just, oh my goodness, right? Fantastic. Like, the Yanks got a bunch of good goalies. Their defensive core is fantastic. And they have a bunch of, maybe not superstar elites like, you know, McDavid, but Matthews, Robertson, Kyle Connor, Brock Besser. So I need to keep going. Jack Hughes. Right?
Yeah.
I legit think, I'm not joking. This is a Canadian saying this. I think America is better at the sport right now than Canadians are. 100. I
It's a
legit
hot
believe
take.
it.
It's a very hot
And
take.
man, Quebec, you got to start generating more goalies again, man. Because that's why the Rousseau kid's going to be a stud in the NHL when he gets drafted. But
Yeah, probably.
yeah, man. I kind of say that just because World Juniors just happened, but international play, like, that'll be a treat to watch, man. Because I think Canada's got some competition now, man.
I
The
mean, you
game
could
has gotten
definitely,
pretty good.
yeah, I mean, when you just look at the World Juniors alone, you could definitely say that the US could definitely have beaten Canada, even if Canada could have made it against the Czech Republic, which was depressing enough. But I think when you're talking about NHL players that are going to Team Canada, Team US now, I think that's a totally different conversation.
It's
We're talking,
but even if not, they're catching up, man. You have to admit,
oh yeah,
like
I admit
the
they're
goal,
catching
the
up.
goalie, the goalie thing is my biggest like
Oh
concern
yes, same here.
because I've looked at mock goalie tandems for Canada, and it's like Binnington and Hart.
I wouldn't mind Hart in that
Uh,
scenario, but
tough.
I would say, okay, goaltending wise, America's got us beat 100% because they got Hellebuck, they got Demko, they got Ranger. It looks deadly in there. But when you're looking, I would say defensively wise and all
We have Kemper though.
wise.
What do you have, Kemper?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat that McDavid line.
You can't beat the
Braden
defensive line
Point.
either, honestly.
Yeah.
Like,
I need it.
America needs a few more years at least until they can beat the forward core and the defensive core, in my personal opinion. Like goalies wise, sure, you beat us, but
Let me look at this right
Bedard's back up there, McDavid's there, Nathan McKinnon's there, Sidney Crosby there, Brad Marchand's there. Like, dude, the Canadians list of forwards go down all the way to the fourth, and it's nuts.
This was the projection. This was from 2022, so that's why. McDavid, McKinnon, Huberdeau, Stamkos, Point, Marner, Drake Batherson, Sidney Crosby, Brad Marchand, Robert Thomas, Mark Stone, Ryan O'Reilly, Matt Barzell, Devon Taves, Cale Makar. I gotta say, that's something to think about.
Bro!
Your first defense pairing would be Colorado's first defense pairing. Mac Weegar, Aaron Ekblad. I like that. Petrangelo, Shea Theodore, Darnell Nurse. Yeah. Shabbat, Owen Power, Weegar, Blackblad, Taves, Theodore, Makar. Goaltenders, Tristan Jarry, Darcy Kemper, Mark Andre, Tristan Jarry, Catahat, Stuart Skinner.
Oof.
Our team is so great. Like, it's still fantastic. It's just, I don't know. I think America is they're up there. Think of it. Your top line could literally be Jack Hughes, Matthews, Kachuk.
Jesus.
Like, that's disgusting. That is Kachuk would just get all the tips that Matthews would shoot the puck, right, rip it. He'd just tip it. And
yeah, but then if you look at Canada, imagine McDavid and McKinnon's speed going down the ice. No one's catching those two. And then you put Bedard there with his shot.
Yo, okay,
You
okay, that's true. That's true. That's true.
You
That's true.
can't beat that.
That's
No
actually
one's
true.
catching those three.
Could you
And
imagine
then McCarr on the
McDavid?
end.
McDavid just right speed jet. He just passes that puppy back to Bedard. He just has that toe drag, boom, snapper.
Buddy,
Oh,
buddy, Nathan McKinnon would freaking ice the
that
puck
okay,
so McDavid would get to it
buddy.
first and then hand it off to Bedard.
Buddy, you're hyping me up a little bit here, man. Oh my goodness, I'm getting hyped up here.
Okay.
McKinnon. Oh, you're right though. McKinnon, McDavid. Speed.
Then McCarr on the end with Devon Taves? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It's
Dude,
not, it's not
dude,
as close
imagine
as
that.
you would think.
Dude, bro, imagine that. And then this proves how good Colorado is, and they're gonna win another cup, by the way, with this
Yeah.
with their main roster. It's gonna happen.
Has to.
In that scenario, 3 of the 5 starting, Avs.
Yep.
That's actually outstanding.
That's crazy.
This is really good though, man. Brady Tkachuk, Matt Tkachuk, Austin Matthews,
Oh god, what a line.
Johnny Gaudreau, Eichel, Kane, Jack Hughes, Kyle Connor, Trevor Zegras. Zegras is funny. Jason Robertson, JT Miller, Jake Gensel, Alex DeBrincat, 13th forward. Honorable mentions: Besser, Dylan Larkin, Manny Beniers, Chris Craig. Dylan Larkin's getting it before Zegras, buddy. Oh no, buddy. Their top defense pairing: Quinn Hughes, Adam Fox. Then it's Zach Werenski, Charlie McAvoy.
It goes down just a bit. Yeah.
John Carlson, Jacob Slavin.
Okay.
Their mentions would be Falk, Cam Fowler, Torrey Krug, Seth Jones.
Oof.
But you can tell that this was when Edmonton was supposed to win last year, because the goalies are supposed to be Jack Campbell, Connor Hellenbuck, Thatcher Demko, but Swiss Campbell with Ottinger, right?
Yeah. It's looking closer and closer each year, but I still think Canada's got it.
But if this was like this, you'd have to have this gold for gold though. USA, Canada. That'd be a fantastic team to watch, man.
You tell it that would probably beat 2010 Olympics.
What would a team Sweden mock roster be here? Adrian Kempe, Elias Pettersson, William Nylander, Jesper Bratt, Mika Zibanejad, Philip Forsberg, Lucas Raymond, Elias Lindholm, Ricard Raquel, Jesper Fast, Mikael Backlund, Joel Eriksson Ek, William Karlsson, Victor Arvidsson. Defense: Victor Hedman, Eric Carlson, Rasmus Dahlin, Rasmus Anderson. That's a few Flames, man. We got all the good Flames. Hampus Lindholm, Jonas Brodin, Matthias Ekholm, Gustav Forsling. Come on. You got to put good old Murky in this. Allmark, Markstrom, Gustafsson. That's G. That's I like that.
I mean, to be honest, the Flames like their Swedes lately, so that doesn't.
Yeah, we do. Cool. Yeah. Okay. So back into the standings. Vegas is where we expected them to be. I was thinking a bit of a Stanley Cup hangover, but I don't think some players got the message for that. Eichel's still a stud.
Yeah.
They're right where I expect them to be, and I could see Vegas honestly taking over first place if Vancouver does seem to have maybe a bad week or something. It doesn't seem like that'll happen, but it's very much possible. So that's something to kind of look at for sure. LA, I think that's a team to talk about. No one expected them to be here. Talbot's playing like an absolute G. And I thought the PLD trade would affect LA in a negative way, but it's actually worked both ways. Although I think it's benefiting Winnipeg more. PLD is,
Definitely.
it's a Huberto situation. That's what it is, but not that bad,
Not as bad as us.
No, it isn't. But I gotta say, like, I thought they'd be worse losing Korpisalo, but Talbot is like 2017 Oilers Talbot right now. So
Yeah, definitely.
wow, that's something to think about.
I think also with LA too, you can add that Quinn Byfield is finally taking that jump up in the as well. You could definitely make a case for him. He's been having a few rough beginning.
You're right,
especially with injury. But
You're
this
right.
year he's played 35 games and has been putting up 27 points. So
Well, good for Byfield, man. Just getting all the haters to shut up. Because, like, I mean, I don't know why we keep doing this, where we just keep calling everyone a bust the first few seasons. Like, no, not everyone's going to be a Bedard, and they can just automatically play in the league. It's going to take time. And
Yeah.
I bet you it's the same thing when it comes with Uri Slavkovsky, Shane Wright, vice versa, all that stuff, right? So Byfield was just another victim of that kind of grouping or whatever. But uh, he's been playing well, and that game against the Flames, like very speedy.
Yeah.
He beat Hannafin to an empty net, and Hannafin probably had 3 strides on him already before, yeah, and he caught up. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
So since we just kind of ran through the rest of the standings and we figured out that Winnipeg has jumped over Colorado to take first in the Central, there I was going to ask I was going to say a few teams to you, and you got
okay,
to basically tell me if they are a contender or a pretender, pretty much.
okay, sounds
So I'm
good.
going to do only teams that are in playoff spots because obviously those are the teams that are, or teams that are basically competing still for a playoff spot. So
Yep.
the first team I'm going to start off with is a team that got first round exited last year. Is Boston a contender or a pretender?
Well, for a playoff spot, yes, they are a contender. Now, playoffs themselves is a whole different story. I can't say they're a complete pretender. I mean, they could have a chance at the cup. They could. Um, Play the cards right. You have a healthy and outstanding Allmark again. Like it could happen. So I'm gonna say they're a contender. But I guess from last year, not the hopes aren't as up as they were last year.
I have to agree. I think Boston is a contender in this sense. You could make that case that actually they have gone worse from
Yeah.
last year, obviously enough, because that was one of the best regular seasons that any team has ever had in NHL history. But honestly, based on what kind of how the league is looking right now, I could see Boston making a conference finals if everything goes their way. Another team I'll throw at you is Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto, a contender or pretender because
Well,
the
I
goalie.
mean, the goalie issue is the biggest thing, but I mean, as long as they're still winning games, they're a contender.
Yeah.
Because if you're winning games, even if the goalie situation is the problem. And, I think, of course, that problem will become more precedent come playoffs because you need a goalie to play games that will make you win games. And so that's the biggest problem with Toronto, and that's the asterisk. I think it's the same with the Oilers. I have a feeling you're going to ask me about the Oilers for some reason, but um, besides that, I mean, I think they're a contender. I mean, it's I don't know. The goalie situation is weird. What do you do? Can you trade for one? I don't think you can. Or maybe
Well,
you
because
can. I don't know.
they brought they I think Samsonov cleared waivers and they sent him
Yes.
down.
Yeah. So right
So
now it's Martin Jones and Hildeby, and I think Wall is still injured.
yeah, Wool is still injured, I believe.
But Hildeby's young, and I don't know. Can you trust Wall and Jones to carry you in the playoffs? It's not 2016. I don't know. So we'll see. But I'll say as long as they win games, they're a contender.
Okay, so do you think then pretender or contender, the Philadelphia Flyers?
They're it's they got it. They make playoffs. I don't see them going far, and that's nothing against them. It's just they're young, and it's a mistake-ridden team. Some games. So I think it's the youth that would kind of cause that to falter because they wouldn't have that experience, and I think that kind of bog them down a little bit in playoff time because it's such a different beast. So I think they would be a pretender.
Oh,
And but you know what? The good thing for Philly is they're on the upswing. That's what matters.
exactly. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I think they're a pretender right now because obviously you and I had the expectation that they were going full tank this offseason, but no, that's not the case with Philly.
Yeah,
But
and that's nothing against their season. It's just, do you see Philly beating New
teams like
York?
Rangers, the freaking yeah, like dude,
Yeah, exactly.
there's so many better contending teams that they just
No, if I eat my words, I'm okay with that because I'm okay with Philly doing good. But
yeah.
yeah, that's how I see it. So
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I also agree. I think they're pretenders, but they're on the right step to becoming a contender, especially with a coach like Tortorella. I'll give them that. The Nashville Predators, contender or pretender?
the Shredders. I mean, I gotta say, Pretender, exceptional for the fact of UC Saros. I mean, Saros is a stud. The Flames game didn't really show that. He let in a few bad ones.
He was bad.
but usually he's pretty outstanding. I think he's always up there in the Vezina talks. I think it's the same with Philly. They're young. And I don't know if you can carry a team with that much youth and that much inexperience to go a full 4 rounds. So I'm gonna say they're a pretender.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
with this team, I was kind of on the edge of leaning contender because like you still
Right.
have you have Sorrows in net. You got a guy like Philip Forsberg who's gotten 43 points in 39 games. You got Roman Yossi still there. He's still, I would say, a top 10 defenseman in the league. Like the team is still good, but it
Yeah.
does have its young pieces. It still has its problems. Right now, they're leaning a little bit more to contender for me still because out of the West, there are a lot of that team is a lot better than most. I'll give them that.
That's fair. For me,
Well,
overall, excuse me, I'm thinking more cup wise. So maybe
yeah,
that's
I
why I'm
guess if you're
thinking.
talking, they could. I mean, they can make a run to the second round if they're
And here's
lucky.
the thing, they're a scrappy team.
Exactly.
And scrappy teams do make pushes. So that is something you could add in, but I just think I don't think they have all the pieces. I really don't. Saros. They're a Saros injury away from not making playoffs. So that's
Ooh,
all I have to say.
that is very
Oh,
true. That is
yeah.
very true. I got two more. Two more.
Yeah.
Yeah, two more from the West.
Sounds
Um,
good.
so do you think the Arizona Coyotes are contenders or pretenders?
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
Man. Dude, I gotta give him credit. I have underdogged them completely. I love Karel Vermelka. I think if a team needs a goalie, I think you should talk to Arizona about Vermelka. That's what I think.
Ooh,
They got
true.
some young studs, man. I mean, or Carcone's not a young player actually, but he's found a spot in Arizona. Michelli, he's a stud, right? Clayton Keller, they
Logan Cooley still coming
right,
up. He's looking
right,
good,
exactly. They have some pieces there.
but they're
I think Arizona. I here's the thing: if they make playoffs, heck yeah, man, that's solid. I'm gonna watch those games because,
going crazy in Mullet Arena.
um,
Damn.
they're not good enough to make a cup run, but making the trying to play 1 or 2 rounds would be pretty sick to see, especially in Mullet Arena. So that's what I'll say.
Yeah, true. I'm gonna call them a pretender a little bit here because, like, first of all, thank God Arizona's doing something because we haven't seen them be this kind of competitive in a very long time. But just with the teams that are fighting for that wild card spot right now, I don't know if they even make playoffs because, like, Edmonton's coming back up,
Yeah.
St. Louis is there, Calgary technically still there. Like, there's
Yeah,
still a lot of better teams there. So I think they will they'll
we're
drop
not
off.
better than Arizona,
Yeah,
but yeah,
not by much. No, I think they are a pretender in that sense of it's just there's so many better teams there. And
yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna save the best for last. Calgary Flames, pretender or pretender?
Okay, yeah, it tricked me, brother.
I
We're
did.
pretenders,
Ron
bro.
Elmo's
We
team.
we shouldn't listen. I'm glad the youth are playing well. I'm glad Markstrom's having a fantastic bounce back season. I'm glad that we can be happy for every Huberto goal that he scores.
Every 20
Uh,
games.
every like 20 games, but come on, man. Like, how far do you think we'd go?
We make
There
it to
you
the first
there's
round. That's
there's
it.
your answer, man. Like Barry Edwards would get a little bit of his extra revenue, but besides that,
At what cost?
buddy, we're pretenders, bro. Like you're not making cup. Like I love this team. I just all I want 1 year, man. I just before I don't know before responsibility gets too important for me and my life. I need this team to do something because I just man I hear stories, man, about how the city was like in a championship time, and it's great, man. I don't know. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, and
Yeah.
say I was there. So
Hey guys,
crazy.
that's been CHEL Talk for you today. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe as always. We love the support you guys give us through all these videos on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So just keep getting those thumbs up and T-Dawg, on to you.
Like Brendan was, like B-Dog was saying, thank you guys so much for watching, listening, however you are consuming this content. If you did like it, smash that like button, comment down below, comment question of the day for y'all sexy individuals. What team has been the most surprising for you right now? I'm guessing Winnipeg will be a good answer for that, but I feel like there'll be a few ones like Philly probably still, or even teams maybe that have disappointed you. Because I mean, Detroit was looking like they could make a playoff spot, but they've slowly dwindled a bit, so that could be an option too. So let us know in the comments. But anyways, guys, keep on rocking in the free world. All-Star game is coming up in a month, so more hockey to watch, follow, and we will be getting all that news up for you guys and keep going all the way till playoffs. So yeah,
Woo!
you can look forward to that. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go enjoy some H2O because you gotta stay hydrated.
Of
And
course.
yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyways, guys, we will see you guys in the next one. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.
Next one.
Next one. All
Peace.
right, peace.